Hello, everyone. Welcome to the WACAC, or Western Association for College Admission Counseling Virtual College Fair. Thank you for joining us on this Wednesday evening. I have a few housekeeping announcements before we get started. You can use the Q&A button on your screen to type your questions to our presenters at any time. If you have a question for one specific school, just name the school in your question so they know it's for them. Your cameras and microphones are off. The panelists cannot see or hear you. This is just one of many different sessions happening. Be sure to sign up for additional ones at the same place you signed up for this one. This presentation is being recorded. It'll be available within about a week at strivescan.com/WACAC, W-A-C-A-C. We are in session C1, upper left part of the screen that I'm sharing. Those are the 6 schools that will be presenting, though right now, Chaminade University of Honolulu has not come into the room yet, so we'll move them to the end and hope they show up before the end of the session. All right, I've gotten all the housekeeping stuff out of the way. I will step out of the way now, turn it over to our first presentation from the representative from Washington University in St. Louis.
All righty, thank you, Russ. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen and get started. But my name is Ellie Davis. I am the Associate Director of Admissions at Washington University in St. Louis. I'm also an alum of the university, so I actually graduated in 2016, and I'm originally from the West Coast, so I grew up in California. So to many of you who are on today, welcome, and I'm very excited to share with you more about WashU. But today, I'm going to share the 3 most important things to remember about the university. So if you remember nothing else, remember these 3 things. The number 1 most important thing to remember about WashU is that we have very flexible academics and a huge focus on interdisciplinary and multidisciplinary study. So as we can see here, our university is split into 5 undergraduate divisions that are all freshman entry. So students go directly into one of the 5. The largest is the College of Arts and Sciences. So it's where you find the natural sciences, social sciences, and the humanities. And no matter which division students are in at the university, they do take classes in the College of Arts and Sciences. Second largest is the McKelvey School of Engineering. This is where you find all of our majors that end in the word engineering, as well as computer science. Medium-sized school is the Olin Business School. So it's a freshman entry business program with majors like marketing and finance and accounting. They also have some pretty cool minors in things like business of sports, business of entertainment, social impact. And then our 2 smallest divisions, which are housed under the Sam Fox School of Design and Visual Arts, are the College of Art and the College of Architecture. But I say flexible because even though we have these 5 divisions and there are over 90 majors, minors, and programs that are spread across them, about 1,500 courses that we offer each year, all those classes are open to all of our students, no matter which division they call their home. So we have biomedical engineers who take art classes, or a finance major in the business school who's getting a minor in architecture, or a French major who's getting a second major in marketing. So we like to say it doesn't have to make sense to anybody but you what you want to study, and our students definitely do take that to heart. So about 80% will pursue more than just one major. So if you have lots of different academic interests, a place like WashU could be awesome for you. Second most important thing to remember about WashU is that we have a very supportive and collaborative campus community, both inside and outside the classroom. So inside the classroom, it means that you're not competing against your fellow classmates. It's not the type of environment where in order for one student to do well, other students have to do poorly. Instead, the way to succeed is to lean on everybody else. And that is something that is reinforced from the very beginning at WashU. And then outside the classroom, it means that no matter what it is you want to do or that you're involved in, you have people that are really going to be there to cheer you on. So we have over 400 student groups on campus, everything from like cultural groups, religious groups, performing arts organizations, athletic clubs, academic clubs, butter churning, beekeeping, like we really have it all. And if something isn't already at WashU, it's very easy to start it at WashU. So the list of clubs that we have is always growing. But like I said, the best part is just the supportive campus environment that you have around you. When people ask me like, what's one word to describe WashU students, it's really hard because everybody's incredibly different, but all of our students are very passionate, both inside and outside the classroom. But beyond that, they're very supportive of other people's passions. And I think that piece is really key when you're talking about a community. So that campus environment is definitely the number 2 most important thing to remember. And then number 3 is St. Louis, the city that we are in. It's part of our name. It's something that we are incredibly proud of. Fun fact, when I was in high school, there's no way I could have pointed out St. Louis on a map, or even Missouri, I think, if I was being real. Like the middle of the country, it was very foreign to me. And I decided to go to WashU because I loved the school, but I'm still here, 5 years later because I love this city. It's an incredible place, and I think a lot of people have no idea. It's this perfect size city where it's big enough to have everything that you want in a nice big city. So it has professional sports teams and cultural attractions and lots of places to go and things to do. But it's small enough to still feel very community oriented, very easy to navigate. We actually make it even easier to navigate by giving each student a free Metro pass. So you get to ride all the St. Louis public transportation completely for free. I'd say though the best part about St. Louis, you don't even have to get on the Metro to go to, and that's Forest Park, which is right out front of our campus. It's a huge municipal park. It's about 500 acres larger than Central Park in New York City. And it has everything from like a free zoo and a free art museum and a free history museum to lots of tennis courts and biking trails, and pretty much anything you want to find, you can find in Forest Park. So those are my three things: that we have very flexible academics, a great campus community, and St. Louis is a super awesome city. Before I turn it over to my other colleagues, I do want to talk briefly about the admissions process. So a little bit right here is a snapshot on our first year application process. I do want to highlight on the right-hand side kind of the pieces of the application. I want to note that there's only one thing on here that's more important than anything else, and that's your high school transcript. So that is what you have been putting in the most time on. That's what we want to put the most weight on. In that transcript, we want to see students who are taking the most rigorous curriculum that may be available at their high school and doing well in it. So if your school offers things like AP classes, IB classes, dual enrollment, we look for that. But if your school doesn't offer them, we won't look for them. We know what each school offers because alongside your application, we actually get what's called a high school profile, which usually lists out some of the courses that are available to you. And so we will look at that, and we'll look at your transcript, and we'll see, have you taken advantage of any of that rigor that was available to you? And we really look at each student within the context of their high school. So like I said, everything else here is in no particular order. I want to note that tests are optional for students who are applying next year. So during the 2021-2022 application season, we are extending our test optional through that year. And everything else is pretty self-explanatory. Briefly, when it comes to things like financial aid and scholarships, we do meet 100% of demonstrated need for all admitted students. So we do not want cost to be a barrier to somebody being able to come to WashU. And we have some great programs for students who are coming from low income backgrounds. We offer no loan aid packages for students whose families make $75,000 or less per year. We do have some merit-based scholarships. We have two different types. Our divisional scholarships, everybody is considered for, so it's automatic consideration based on your application. And our signature scholar programs, which are mostly based on things like leadership and community involvement, those are actually separate applications. So if you're looking into WashU next year, definitely keep an eye out for things like our scholarship deadlines. And with that, I'm going to pass it back to Russ, who can pass it on to the next presenter. Thank you all, and I'm happy to answer any questions in the Q&A box.
Thank you very much. And you mentioned the Q&A box, and I'll mention it too. Ask questions of any of our presenters using the Q&A box. If it's for a specific representative, just make sure to name the school in your question so they know it is for them. Up next, we will hear from the representative from Maryville University.
Well, I've been doing this for 6 months or 10 months, and I can't ever remember to unmute myself, but here I am. So we're going to stay in St. Louis. Welcome, everybody. My name is Dennis Jones. I'm the West Coast Regional Director of Admissions for Maryville University. Maryville is an independent private university located about 20 minutes west of downtown St. Louis, Missouri. Ellie elaborated tremendously on St. Louis. It's a great city. Who knew? I'm regionally based in California. I had no idea. St. Louis is awesome. Very similar to Hawaii. I know we have Hawaii schools on here, but different. So Maryville, independent private, 2,900-ish traditional undergrads, all 50 states, 47 countries represented. The countries are down a little bit, obviously, because of the pandemic. We were at 62 last fall. I'm looking forward to getting back there in the near future. Average class size, about 15, so a good mix of students in that average class size. 150 plus clubs and organizations, 90 plus academic programs, kind of something for everybody. I love this picture in the background. It's one of my Hawaii students, big surfer. She figured out that snowboarding's pretty fun as well. Most popular programs, again, I mentioned we have 90 plus academic programs. Most popular: direct entry, nursing, physical therapy, occupational therapy, speech language therapy. Cybersecurity, sports business are two most popular business programs. But we also have marketing, management, financial services, accounting, international business. All of our business programs, you can do bachelor's, master's in 5 years if you choose to. Computer science, all in-house now. It'll be a brand new program this fall of 21. You can see the different tracks there. But we have a slew of engineering majors, data science, health sciences, science majors, criminology, forensic science, kind of something for everybody academically. Again, a small snapshot of our direct partners. It's really hard or impossible to be a Maryville student and not have hands-on opportunities in the field that you think you want to go into as a traditional undergraduate. And that's why we have really high success rates for undergraduate students. I'm actually a parent of 2 Maryville students. Both my daughters are there, a current junior and a freshman from California. And I like, obviously, the fact that we have a high job placement rate and their opportunities as undergraduate students to have those hands-on opportunities. Campus life, I mentioned 150 clubs and organizations. We also have 22 D2 teams, pretty much everything but football. I list club women's ice hockey, men's ice hockey, and club men's volleyball on here as well. Men's volleyball will be playing a Division I schedule beginning next fall of 21, and the ice hockey's beginning fall of 22. We just built a brand new ice hockey facility last summer, about 10 minutes from campus. We partnered with the city of Chesterfield. Most of our facilities, both athletic and academically, are either new or newly renovated. So super modern campus as well. We're an Apple Distinguished School. What does that mean? Apple recognizes schools who use, via their use of technology in and out of the classroom, and being innovative with their technology. We're one of only 9 schools in the United States recognized by Apple. All of our traditional undergraduate students get the iPad Generation 7 with the pencil. It is not a gimmick or a bribe. We use them. My kids use them pretty religiously. And they're yours to keep after graduation. All of our students also are connected with a life coach prior to getting to campus. Who can't use a life coach? They are a one-stop shop to help any course changes, making sure you're in the appropriate major or double major. They help with internships. If you're having a bad day, don't like your roommate, they're a one-stop shop for everything. And again, both my daughters they love their life coaches, super helpful. 97% career success rate. I should probably update my slides. We just found out last week that we are at 98%, so we're creeping up. What that means is our students are employed in grad school, join the Peace Corps, doing something at 98% within about 6 months of graduation. Normally, it's even quicker than that, 30 days for things like nursing, PT, OT, engineering programs. You can see about 16%, now 17% above the national average for career outcomes. And how about cost? While most universities in the country are 3 to 5%, see 3 to 5% increases on an annual basis, we are actually going the other direction. Our president announced a 5% decrease in tuition about a month before school started. So in the middle of a pandemic, we actually dropped the cost and are going to drop it another 15% over the next 3 to 5 years. So truly looking to become affordable, accessible to everyone. Not there yet, but working in that direction. Merit scholarships, GPA or test score. We are test optional. We have been for 5 years now, so it is not pandemic related. We made that change, everything including nursing, 5 years ago, and we will continue to be test optional moving forward. Journey to becoming a saint, apply, the good old holistic review. It's always free to apply. Coalition app, common application, our application, transcripts, letters of rec for specific programs. And we're here to help you with that process, obviously. Check out our Sneak Peek Wednesdays, Maryville Live, every Tuesday, student run. They are awesome, and our students have some fun with them while providing great information. We're open to on-campus visits now. You can schedule those online as well. My contact information here, QR code if you want to receive more info. And with that, I will say have a great evening, and I will turn it over to whoever is next. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. And again, if anyone has questions for any of our panelists and representatives, just make sure to use the Q&A button. And if it's for a specific school, just name the school in your question. Up next, let's hear from the representative from St. Louis University.
Thank you so much. Hi, everybody. I hope you're doing well this evening. My name is Rachel. I am a regional representative for St. Louis University. I'm regionally based in San Diego, California. So I'm also located in California, but we're going to stick with St. Louis for a little bit longer before we head to Mizzou and to the beautiful state of Hawaii. So before we move on, we'll go ahead and talk a little bit about SLU. Let's see here. So a little bit about our statistics. So we are a mid-sized institution. We have just over 8,000 undergraduate students. With our graduate and professional students, that puts us just over 12,500. Fun fact about us, we actually have 2 campuses. The one that I'm highlighting today is our campus in St. Louis, Missouri, but we also have a campus in Madrid, Spain called St. Louis University Madrid, or SLU Madrid. It is a 4-year degree granting institution. However, it is our #1 study abroad destination for our students. So we're very lucky there. We are the oldest university west of the Mississippi River. We were founded in 1818, and that actually makes us the 2nd oldest Catholic Jesuit university in the country, right behind Georgetown University. So that goes into a little bit about our identity. So we are authentically Jesuit. So when we think of Jesuit, we mean this education of the whole person and this idea of care for the whole person, mind, body, and spirit. So we not only care about what you become and what career you decide to pursue, but we also care about who you become and who you impact as you go throughout your life. So we like to think that we're strengthening our students to become leaders and critical thinkers, asking those tough questions inside the classroom and outside of the classroom. We also believe in the importance of giving back, especially in community service. Last year, our students served over 1.98 million service hours. And the big impact with this statistic is that all of our service is voluntary. We do not require our students to partake in service hours. It's just something that our community currently loves to do and give back. So that is part of our identity at SLU. A little bit about academics. So we have just under 90 majors and programs that we offer. We're very well known for our majors within the health sciences. So if you're interested in physical therapy, occupational therapy, athletic training, nursing, going into medical school, we are a direct entry school. So every major is direct entry at St. Louis University. We also have a program called our Medical Scholars Program, which is very similar to a BSMD program. It's not a guaranteed spot in the medical school, but it is a guaranteed interview. So huge advantage there. We're also well known for our engineering programs. We have various engineering majors, and we do have a flight science program as well if you're interested in becoming a professional pilot. Other common majors, we have a great business school. We have a major in sports business. And then of course, the arts and sciences. We actually have a college of public health and social justice, which also goes back to our Jesuit identity of believing of caring for the whole person and wanting to pursue kind of that greater good. So lots of different options to choose from, but we're also a very undecided friendly university. So if you're not quite sure what you want to do, we will be there to help guide you through that process of figuring out which major is going to be the best fit for you. Student involvement, our students are very involved. The average student is involved in at least 2 clubs or organizations on campus. We do have 30 club sports, 50 intramural sports, so our students are very active. Over 150 plus student organizations, and that ranges from pretty much anything that you'd want to be involved in. We do have Greek life on campus as well for students who are interested. Our athletics, we are Division I. We're part of the Atlantic 10 Conference. This year, our basketball team has been doing very well and have been very fun to follow. So be sure to watch the Billikens. But yes, our students love to go and support our athletics. It is free for all of our students to attend any one of our home games too. So it is 100% free and accessible to go cheer on your friends during those games. The last thing I'll mention is just our application process. So how to become a Billiken, how to apply to St. Louis University. So we take the common application, but we also have our own application that you can use that is on our website. We really don't have any preference as to which format you use. Just feel free to use whichever is easiest for you. And then the only other required item is an official high school transcript. So just be sure to send that in. If you are an international student, we will need some sort of demonstration of English proficiency listed on your screen. But really everything else is either recommended or optional. So letters of recommendation, a resume, an admissions interview, all of those are recommended items for us to get to know you better. We do have a holistic approach to application review. So we do read and analyze everything that you do send to us. And then we are optional for test scores. So you don't have to send us test scores. This is through 2023. So for this coming year and next year, we are committed to being test optional with the hope that we will just continue on after that. So we are test optional for merit scholarships as well as admission. We do have a priority deadline of December 1st. It's not a hard deadline. It's not early decision or early action. This is just the best way for us to get your application in early so we can give you the best opportunity for scholarships, special programs, or honors program. We have a guaranteed law scholars program, a communication sciences and disorders. So all of these have that December 1st deadline. But with that, that's really all I have to offer. If you have any questions about St. Louis University, please feel free to ask in the Q&A. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. And I'll mention the Q&A as well, even though Rachel just did, and say that ask questions of any of our reps at any time. And if it's for a specific school, just make sure you name the school. Up next, we will hear from the University of Missouri.
Awesome. Thank you very much, Russ. My name is Tommy Rogers. I am the admissions representative for the University of Missouri. So let's head a little bit west from St. Louis to beautiful Columbia, Missouri. We're actually right in the middle of Missouri and really right in the middle of the United States, which is quite nice. University of Missouri, as I said, located in Columbia. We are a college city. We've got about 120,000 people that reside in Columbia. Pre-COVID, Sports Illustrated magazine actually did a spread on our campus and the surrounding area. They went to several different colleges and we were ranked number 5, which was awesome. And then one of our restaurants also got nominated as well. So a lot of great places to eat downtown, a lot of school spirit as well. During game days, everybody wears black and gold. It's a lot of fun to be downtown. And we're only about an hour and a half and some change away from beautiful St. Louis. I'm originally from Southern California and I lived in Missouri for about 6.5 years. And there was a lot of really cool things that I learned, not just about Missouri, but Midwestern culture in general. The biggest thing I think has to do with the fact that everyone's very prideful about their schools. Everyone's very friendly, cost of living, a lot more affordable, and some really cool items that you can eat as well that I found really unique and awesome. Toasted raviolis, I'm sure all my SLU friends here can vouch for that. And then gooey butter cake, which is just as good as it sounds. So a lot of great things to do in Columbia. It's a really big destination for a lot of entertainers, guest speakers, performers, etc. Mizzou, we're a large school. Total population sits at about 30,000 students. That includes our graduate students. If you're looking at undergraduate, it fluctuates between 19 and 20,000 students. But we have a lot of resources to make sure that students are getting individualized attention. Average class size, just under 30 students, 18-to-1 student to faculty ratio. Tigers coming from all around the United States, all around the world too, which is great. And we're super unique in which we are the land grant for the state of Missouri. And we are also tier 1 research. So we are AAU accredited. So essentially we are 2 universities wrapped up for the price of 1. A lot of great majors on our campus, over 300 degree programs. But to be truthful, most of our most popular majors, number 1 is going to be our journalism program. Most students who are coming to the University of Missouri is coming for our journalism school. A lot of great resources that I'll share in the next slide. A lot of students coming for our business program, guaranteed internship integrated into the program, high job placement rating. We're also unique. We have a law school, a med school, and a veterinary school. So we have tons of students coming for those pre-professional programs. Engineering is very popular as well. It's non-impacted, so we have a lot of students coming for that. And typically a toss-up for animal science being our 4th most popular major. But we do have plenty of students who are coming in undecided. So I do recommend for our students, if you're still trying to figure out what you want to do, Mizzou is still a wonderful place for you. And almost all of our majors are also non-impacted, and you actually start directly in that major too, your freshman year, which is great. But you'll be doing a lot of wonderful work outside of the classroom. We do have a lot of internships for our students and a lot of unique opportunities. For example, our journalism students have access to our NBC station. We are the only school in the nation that has an NBC Universal affiliate, KOMU, on our campus. Freshman year, you can actually work in there. We have hospitals on our campus too. So for my pre-med and nursing students, you have access to that. Business students, as I mentioned, guaranteed internship integrated into your program. Education students, we work with a lot of different local middle schools, high schools, elementary schools, and you'll actually start shadowing your sophomore year. So there's a lot of things that you're going to be doing both in and outside of the classroom. And because of that, we have pretty high statistics for all of our students who are graduating. This is fresh data. This is from last year. Despite COVID going on, we were very pleased to see that 93.4% of our seniors were either fully employed, attending graduate school, or serving in the military. The biggest anchor, of course, being full-time employment. So we were really happy about that. Freshman retention rating was 91% too. So again, despite COVID going on, we're well above the national average for a lot of our statistics. Couple of updates for our students. Good news, we are continuing with our test optional pathway for our students. So you can either apply with test scores or without test scores. Without test scores, you're going to submit your transcripts, submit a statement of purpose, and then also go ahead and send us a resume. Good news, you can still qualify for scholarships. We have competitive scholarships and a soft deadline for our students on December 1st. And then automatic scholarships, which are merit-based, which are ongoing. For out-of-state students, you can get in-state tuition based off of your test scores or your GPA if you don't submit test scores. And that'll save you about $17,000 per year if you get that scholarship. And we have some other scholarships that are below that as well. You don't get any scholarships your freshman year. We have a wonderful residency process. Missouri is great when it comes to obtaining residency. Essentially, you go through the program, your sophomore year, you're guaranteed in-state tuition. So Missouri is one of the easiest states to get residency for. And our application does open on August 1st for my juniors in the room. It's just admissions.missouri.edu. You fill out your application, common application, or you can fill out ours. There's really no difference. And then you can select whether you want to apply with or without a test score. Totally up to you. We are also open for visitors. We'd love to see you. You can either join us virtually online and get a good understanding of Mizzou and programs, or you can come visit us on campus for selective days. So we usually do visit days 1 month in advance. Come on out and see us. You'll get an admissions presentation. We have selective academic appointments that you can have on our campus as well. But of course, COVID's still going on. We want to make sure that safety measures are still in place and whatnot. So we would love to see you on our campus. Let's conclude my presentation. Here is our general admissions information right here, but I'm going to go ahead and also post my contact information in the chat below. And again, we've got a Q&A button. Go ahead and use it. Ask us some questions. But hey, thanks again for joining us tonight. And I'll go ahead and pass it over to Russ again for our next school. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And everybody's doing such a good job of mentioning the Q&A button on their own. I feel like I'm just repeating it, and I'm still going to repeat it, that if you've got questions for any of our presenters, go ahead and use that Q&A button and make sure to ask the question specific to a school. Just name the school in your question. Up next, we will hear from the representative from Hawaii Pacific University.
All right, thank you, Russ. Aloha, everybody. And thank you for giving me the opportunity to speak. All right, Michael Taylor, I'm with Hawaii Pacific University. I also am regionally based here in California. I'm just transitioning to the Orange County area, so I'm in the same time zone, and I work with all of our Southern California and Nevada students, or you can always connect with me to reach our Northern California counselor. So HPU, we are Hawaii's largest private nonprofit university. We are not that big by mainland standards. We're about 5,000 students, so it's a great size. We have an average class size of 17. We are at 12-to-1 student faculty ratio. If you've heard of Paradise, that's where we're located. We're on the beautiful island of Oahu. We are right in downtown Honolulu. So it is an urban campus. I emphasize that we are right in the downtown area. You're really in the political, cultural, financial hub of the state of Hawaii. So you've got everything accessible nearby. If you're going to be in a major city, you can't ask for a better city than Honolulu. We've got an average temperature of about 77 degrees year round, an average water temperature of about 74 degrees year round. So you've got all the major amenities of a major city, but you've got the best of Hawaii as well, as far as the outdoors, the nature, and the culture. When you go to school in Hawaii, you are part of an ohana, and that stays with you even after you graduate if you return to the mainland. We're constantly ranked as one of the happiest, one of the healthiest, one of the friendliest cities in the United States too. So the downtown area is very walkable. You really don't need a car to go to school here. You don't want a car to go to school here. You can get around to most places by foot. Every student at HBU does get access to the public transportation system on island. We call it the bus. The bus will get you all over the island, so you can take advantage of that. Leave the car at home. We're a few blocks from Chinatown. We've got a Walmart downtown. We've got shops, restaurants, about half a dozen Starbucks and Jamba Juices right around campus. The Aloha Tower Marketplace is the heart of our campus downtown. We took over this property about 6 years ago. This is where we have our housing. We're one of the few places in the United States you can go to college and live in a waterfront loft style apartment for school. We also have some more traditional residence halls there as well. We have our student center. We have our dining facility there. We partnered with a famous local chef named Sam Choi. Really good food here at HPU. We were the first school in Hawaii to offer esports. We do have a great esports arena and actually an esports team with some scholarships available. And about 9 miles from our downtown campus, we do have another campus up in the mountains called Hawaii Loa campus. And the two campuses are connected by shuttle about 4 times an hour. And we have housing in both locations. Students take gen ed classes in both locations too. We are ranked #1 in diversity amongst private colleges in the United States. We're really proud of that fact. West Coast students say, oh, it's so far away, I'm gonna be all alone. But that's not the case at all. About 2/3 of our students come from outside of Hawaii. So when you combine that with our local student population and our strong international population, we've got all 50 states, about 70 countries represented on campus, and every classroom here is kind of like a mini United Nations. You make friends with people and get perspectives from students all over the world. We have a very close working relationship with the community. We actually have a guaranteed internship program with our students. We have state-of-the-art simulation labs, small classes. We don't use lecture halls either, and all of our classes are taught by professors, not teaching assistants or grad assistants. We have a number of different programs to choose from. We are, business is one of our largest programs here, also along with nursing. We'll get a lot of students for the marine sciences, the environmental sciences, anything with an international focus is great here. We were founded as a liberal arts institutions. We have a lot of those traditional liberal arts majors, great STEM programs too, biology, chemistry, biochemistry. We have pre-med emphasis, and we have some direct entry programs as well for partnerships with physical therapy, pharmacy, chiropractic, etc. We're also very friendly with our undeclared students. We have a residential honors program for those who are looking for an extra academic challenge, and a number of student organizations, clubs, activities, off-campus experiences as well. Our students tend to be adventurous. They study abroad at twice the national average. We have over 250 programs in nearly 70 countries to take advantage of. We are Division II athletics. We're in the Pac-West Conference, and we have a lot to get involved with here at HPU. Because we are a private university, we don't charge in-state or out-of-state tuition. Our tuition is pretty much the same across the board. I have that listed there. I don't want you to focus too much on that number though, because very few students at HPU are gonna pay that full amount. 91% of our students are getting some sort of scholarship assistance. Of course, Hawaii is known for being an expensive place to live, and unfortunately we can't control that. But what it costs to live at HPU happens to be similar to what the UCs are charging. Speaking, if you're coming to us from California, we have a special program called the California Match Commitment. So for California high school graduates from California, we guarantee that you will not pay more than the UC's in-state tuition for the 4 years that you are here. And that's pretty much automatic. If I have any students joining us from Nevada, you'll still be considered for our merit scholarships automatically, which are still very competitive. Overall, for a private university, we are considered a good value. We do have some additional talent scholarships that students can qualify for or audition for, as well as need-based assistance. We work with FAFSA for that too. As far as the admissions requirements go, we are pretty flexible. We did dedicate to go test optional for at least the next 2 years. We don't have a minimum GPA. We have a very holistic admissions process. We're looking at the whole student and what it is you bring to HPU. We are on the Common App, where you can apply directly on our application at hpu.edu/apply. I am your admissions counselor, and I work with all of our students from Southern California and Nevada, like I said, and my colleague Alex with our NorCal students. We like our students to apply by November 15th. That's our early action deadline. It's non-binding. And then we give you all the way until May 1st to make your decision. My contact information is here. Feel free to reach out to me by phone or by email. I'm always happy to set up Zoom appointments with you too to answer your questions and to assist you. And for attending our presentation today, we did give a fee waiver code that's listed there as well if you're interested in applying. Mahalo nui loa. We'll hand it off back to Russ. Thank you very much for participating.
Thanks, Michael. And again, questions for anyone, use the Q&A button to ask them. We have one presentation left, and it is from the representative from Chaminade University of Honolulu.
All right. Let me share my screen here. All right, aloha everyone, and thank you so much for joining this evening. I am so excited to be here. It says Crystal. I am not Crystal, I'm filling in for her, but it is my picture that you saw there. My name is Kimiko Strayer. I'm the newest member of the admissions family at Chaminade University of Honolulu. I mainly work with students from the mainland, coming from states from the Midwest to East Coast, as well as California, Oahu, and the Big Island. And our beautiful little university is located in the heart of Honolulu in a neighborhood called Kaimuki on the island of Oahu. We are about 20 minutes from the Daniel Inouye International Airport and less than 2 miles away from the famous Waikiki Beach. So you have the hiking, you have beach, you have city, you have so much to do here, surfing, all kinds of stuff. So it's easy to call home. And so in the neighborhood of Kaimuki, we were voted #1 for best eateries and walkable entertainment. So here are some of the eateries we have. We have coffee shops, old school diners, farmers markets, quirky little antique shops. So lots of fun. There's a saying here called "Keep It Kaimuki" because it's definitely a unique little gem in Honolulu. Our university faces Waialae Avenue, and the strip of Waialae has some of our local favorites like Via Gelato, Sprout, Coffee Talk, and I can't wait for you to discover what yours will be. And this is our home, very beautiful little university here. We are located on a 65-acre hillside called Kalepohaku. We are home to just under 1,100 undergraduate students coming from 14 different countries and 40 different states and territories. So it is a very diverse campus. In fact, we were rated #5 for most diverse private university. And that's something we take pride in because it is a very warm, family-oriented, friendly environment that you'll see as soon as you step on campus. With our average class sizes of 18 to 24, it's easy for our students to get that mentoring and that one-on-one attention with the faculty. And that's something we're very known for. And with our 11-to-1 student to faculty ratio, all of our professors will get to know you and you will get to know them for better or for worse. And all of our professors are well known and still very active in their field. And so it makes networking and internship opportunities really accessible for our current students as well as our alumni. Here are our majors. We have 25 majors through our traditional undergraduate and online degree programs. Some of our majors that are most unique to Chaminade include forensic science, environmental and interior design, meaning that no other campus on island offers those majors. Other majors that are popular to Chaminade are nursing, criminology, and sciences. And our newest majors are going to be community and public health, data science, analytics, and visualization, and environmental science. But no matter which major you choose, you'll get that hands-on experience. And as a Catholic Marianist and Native Hawaiian serving institution, we focus on promoting social justice and peace. And so there's a service learning component to each of our programs, which you can write on your resume and then talk to your employers about when you're looking for a job. What's great about all of our programs are that they are direct entry and they come with what's called a 4-year guarantee, including the nursing program. So usually you have to apply to college and then go to the nursing program or pre-nursing and then nursing, but ours are all direct entry. And for those of you still deciding, not to worry, you can come in as a still deciding major, and hopefully one of the general education courses that we offer will spark your interest, and then you'll find the major that you want to pursue. And you don't have to declare your major until the end of sophomore year, so you have plenty of time. Now for the fun stuff. So we have amazing programs and support inside the classroom, but we also have a lot of fun and amazing support outside of the classroom. And that's something that I cannot recommend to you enough, is to get involved outside of the classroom, because that's where college happens. So we have, through our Office of Student Activities and Leadership, we have 30 different clubs and organization, actually over that. Anything from cultural clubs like Samoan Club or Hawaiian Club, Filipino Club, Korean Club, to more specific to your major like Biology Club, Chemistry Club, tons of stuff to get involved in. We also have an Adventure Club, which is really fun. And they recently, I think last week, took their student zip lining, and that's all free, covered with a cost of tuition. So it's no out-of-pocket cost for you. We are NCAA Division II. We compete in 10 teams there. And then through our Office of Advising and Career Development, some students take advantage of our study abroad, study away, and semester at sea, as well as internships and summer research opportunities. And through our 4-year guarantee, we promise that you'll graduate in 4 years. It's a contract we have with you, a promise to you as a future Silver Sword. You just have to do 2 things. One is pass your classes, and the second thing is to meet with your advisors each semester so that they can plan accordingly for you to graduate. And for whatever reason you don't graduate in 4 years, like there's a class that wasn't offered or what have you, Chaminade actually covers that cost. These are our 3 on-campus housing that we have. We also have 1 off-campus, but the ones you see here are on campus. We have Haleʻokalani is our most popular one among first incoming freshmen. That's because it's more fun, and it's like there's a lot more activities, and there's a pool table, ping pong table, all kinds of stuff. And all of our residential halls come with an on-site laundry and full-size kitchen. Housing ranges from $11,000 to $19,000, just depending on your meal plan and the floor plan you choose. And as you can see through our amazing financial aid, we are committed to making college affordable for you, even though we are a private college. So tuition ranges from $26,000 for non-nursing majors and $33,000 for nursing majors, just because of the other extra equipment. But 97% of our students receive some kind of aid. So most students do not pay that full price, and the average is $17,000 that students receive. And now, last slide I have for you is our admission requirements. Please know that for fall 2021, we have gone test blind, and for all other terms after that, we will be test optional. And so for general admissions, we of course need your high school transcript or community college transcripts, as well as a 250-word essay describing who you are, what you're about, why Chaminade, because we do have a holistic review process. So we don't only look at your grades, we want to know who you are. And for nursing, we require 2.75 GPA or higher with a C or higher in chemistry, biology, algebra 2, and then 2 letters of recommendation. And I have the website there for you to apply. Here's some important dates we have coming up. Preview week, we are in it right now, and it's an exciting time for you to get to know some of our programs and more about what we have to offer. And this is my contact here for you. Take a picture. You are welcome to call me or email me anytime with your questions. And that's all I have for you. Back to you, Russ.
Thank you very much. And I'd like
You're
to
welcome.
invite all of our reps back on camera and on with their microphones. I'm going to do a quick Q&A of my own, just one question for everybody, and do that as round robin. And let me share the question so you can see it, but we'll go in the order that you presented. And just real quick, 20 seconds or so, what advice would you give someone going through the college search process right now, as I'm guessing many people watching this are, which is why they're watching it? We'll start with the Washington University in St. Louis.
Sure. Thanks, Russ. So I guess my one piece of advice is to try something new when you're thinking about looking at colleges. So think about trying out some new classes or new clubs or different types of things to get involved in. I think that when you think of college as just a continuation of what you've done in high school, you might keep yourself in a box that you don't want to be in. So think about trying something new as you embark on this college search, and look for colleges that will enable you to really blossom as a person, because that's a lot of what college is all about.
Maryville University.
All right, thanks, Russ. My advice would be to relax and enjoy the process. Let the process work for you. Obviously, we are in weird and unprecedented times, and I know we've been saying that for a year or so, but you know, colleges and universities, obviously with test optional, streamlining processes, we're working to meet you halfway. Relax, enjoy the process, let the process work for you, would be my advice.
Excellent. St. Louis University.
My advice would be to remember that you are the one going to college, you as the student. So it is important what you want and what you are looking for in a major and in a school. You know, your family, your parents, your friends might have some ideas of what they think you would want, but ultimately it is up to you. So don't be afraid to say, no, I'm actually interested in this, or no, this is the school I'm interested in. So be strong in your beliefs, because college is just for you. It's your next 4 years.
University of Missouri.
This is all really good advice. I wish I heard this stuff when I was applying. Mine would be to ask us questions. I mean, our job is to make sure that your life is a little bit more informative as you're going through the college search process. And as mentioned before, we're going through really weird times. But ask us questions. Ask us what we can do for you. We went through college. We had a wonderful time. That's why we're in our positions right now. So don't be afraid to reach out with questions and see what we can do for you.
Hawaii Pacific University.
Yeah, I'm kind of going to build on what Rachel said, but to emphasize that the students really need to be driving this process. I work with students where I never actually work with the student at all. I'm only talking to their parents and answering the parents' questions, and the parents are doing all the digging and the work. And then when the student gets to campus, they don't know how to advocate for themselves, and they have a hard time. So it really is important that the students are driving this process and doing the work and the questions.
And last but not least, Chaminade University of Honolulu.
Ditto what everyone else said. And trust the process, you know, like it's going to work out one way or another. The right college is going to kind of happen and you will find the right college. Another thing is if you can visit the campus, I know with the pandemic, it's kind of hard, but if you can, you will get a feeling one way or the other when you visit the campus. And then the last thing for admissions, let us learn about you. Like, I think there's kind of this myth that only GPA counts, but we really want to get to know who you are and why this college, and tell us your story.
Excellent. Well, thank you for all of that great advice. And thank you for the great information about each of your schools. And I want to thank everyone for joining us for this session. When you close this window, there'll be a link to a very quick 4-question survey. We'd appreciate any feedback you can provide. Also, this is just one of many sessions being hosted. Not anymore tonight, but there are some coming up in the subsequent weeks. So be sure to sign up for additional sessions where you signed up for this one. And in about a week, you'll be able to find this session's recording as well as all of the other session recordings at strivescan.com/WACAC, WACAC. Once again, I want to thank each of our representatives for presenting tonight and sharing all that great information. And I'll thank all of you for joining us and attending this session. Have a great rest of your Wednesday evening. Take care.